Like, if no one has ever wished you well in a whole year, you can be rest assured that Christmas you will hear Merry Christmas. Then maybe
Yes. Hello and welcome to the Unspoken Podcast, your one-stop space for deep, unfiltered conversation about sexual, reproductive, and family health. Here we break the silence on issues left unsaid and challenge the norms that shape our lives. Brought to you by the Free Tribe Network, a non-profit focused in this aspect through programs, projects, and research. Today, I have Goodness with me, the beautiful Goodness.
hi.
And this conversation is very important for parents, community members, and relatives. It's for everybody. Now, we all know that Christmas, December is a very joyous period, a very happy period with reunions and food. But then, that is what we call the Detty December. But we are going to talk about the dark side of December. Yeah, I know you cannot believe that December has a dark side, but it does have a dark side, which we call Dirty December. So our topic for today is Dirty December versus Dirty December. But first off, what do you think? Like, what is December to you? What is Christmas to you?
First off, I want to say that those are nice glasses right there.
Oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I love the fact that December is a season of so much joy, celebration, and laughter. But what baffles me is the part of the dirty aspects, the dark side, like you said, where children are most vulnerable to sexual abuse. It's heartbreaking. I miss the hope. I miss the food. I miss the
Fried rice,
fried rice,
the chicken.
the singing, like the reunion that happens in the season. We have this dilemma of child abuse. So disheartening.
Yeah, but let's stay with the happy side, like what you said, the food, the singing. I know Christmas period is the one period where people willingly go to church for carol.
Yeah.
Like more than one church, as long as they hear, oh, and this church is having carol with this, people will go. People will go. Like, people like Christmas songs a lot that they will go to church willingly. And I found out this few years ago, and it's quite amazing. You know the carol song, the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, all the things listed in that song are actually birds. Yes, the 5 golden rings, the 7 pipers piping, the 6 gisalain,
Okay.
they are all different kinds of birds.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, Google it and you see. And a lot of them are actually really pretty birds.
They've got to be.
Really pretty birds.
For them to make it up to Christmas songs.
And when I first heard this, I was thinking, like, wait, the dude that is giving his loved ones all this stuff is giving her a whole lot of birds. Like, is she starting a zoo or something?
A poultry.
Like, it's amazing. It's a magical song with a lot of birds. And Christmas is not just the song; it's also the season Christ was born.
Yeah.
And it's also a time for fried rice and chicken with salad. God bless fried rice. God bless fried rice. We thank God for chicken.
You see, that sounds like Tyler Perry.
Actually, yes, it was in one of Tyler Perry's movies.
So I love the fact that Christmas oozes this aura of hope. Like, if no one has ever wished you well in a whole year, you can be rest assured that Christmas you will hear Merry Christmas. Then maybe
Yes, definitely.
and a Happy New Year in advance.
Like,
So
definitely.
it comes with so much of hope. But the dark part, the dark side of where it takes hope from the young ones, where they are vulnerable, they're susceptible to abuse, sexual abuse. And I heard somewhere, I got from UNICEF Nigeria that about 35% of the 35% increase, like sexual abuse in children, increases by 35% in the festive period.
Wow.
And that's not just it. About 70% of that data goes to family, relatives, and friends.
Wow.
So about 70% of the 35% spike in the festive period happens with family, friends, cousins, relatives, family, friends, which is disheartening. People that children should place their trust on. Festive period, you want to spend it with people that you love, with people you're connected with. You want to use as a time to reconnect.
Yeah.
But at the end, child abuse.
Yeah, I think it's quite horrifying that 70% of this abuse is done by relatives, and we're talking about mom, dads, uncles,
Relatives.
aunties, and this 35 spike is during December period. Like, makes you ask, why December? I
Why?
understand that, okay, during the festive period, parents are busier with work and social events, trying to make sure that Christmas is perfect for their children, buying this, buying that, putting up decoration, and making phone calls to relatives like, are you coming, are you not coming, trying to put down things ready for the festive
Everyone
period,
is working
trying to make sure
it
that
beautiful,
trying to make sure that it goes well, and they're too busy to like notice some things happening.
And also with that, there's a lot of pressure that comes with festive period. December, my special December. By the way, I was born in December. So that's why I'm wondering, why December? Does it have to be? Right? Does it have to be a season of hope that you're now, it's just more like mixing it, like just like an oxymoron. Season of hope, yet makes people hopeless in that sense.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of pressure. In December, you find that people that just got their new ride, they are cruising all over city, painting it red, like, you must know, I
here.
just arrived.
I am here.
And things like that. Like, those pressure could lead young ones, could even lead adults astray, because some that traveled out or have been away for a long time, and they decide to come spend the festive period in the country. Speaking of our environment, and they don't come silently. They are always loud, and they begin to make unending promises of, don't worry, when I'm going, I will go back with you, that you will travel.
Take you to London.
I'll take you to London.
I'll take you to Canada.
I will get you a jet. What is Rolls Royce that I can't get for you and stuff like that? You're like, I'm blown away with the unending promises. I'm like, guy, bros, calm down.
It's like some people have been promising you.
Bros, calm down. Let's not get too personal. But I'm like, guy, take a chill pill. It's not.
But children are easily susceptible to this kind of promises.
Very vulnerable.
Because December is a period of, I will collect something.
Yeah.
So when
Santa Claus is in town.
So this new trend of people coming from abroad, and they are coming with promises and with gifts like chocolates.
Yes.
They are coming with chocolates, and kids are enticed with this, and not just small kids, teenagers too are enticed with this, especially when their peers like, this guy went to London, and let us follow him to his house. Probably he'll give us something. He will give you something and also collect something.
Sometimes it's even relatives, like we said. So it's not much of a big deal going with your relative to their house.
No, it's Christmas period now.
Christmas
so you're
period.
either going to the to your hometown, or you're going to family house, or relatives are coming. There's just so much movement during that period, and a lot of times I know a lot of parents send their kids to their grandmother's place to spend
Family houses.
and then other relatives are coming, cousins are coming
over
to the grandmother's place, and the parents are probably in another state. If there's a predator there, something is definitely going to happen. Like now, many people have family houses or vacation houses. Okay, everybody is coming back home.
Yes,
and that
more like a reunion.
It's a reunion, and that increases the chance of predators. We're not saying that everybody's uncle and auntie is a bad person or is an abuser. No,
we are not saying.
We are saying that you don't know who is who until something happens.
So I think it's here we need to even throw more light to things that the parents need to teach the children or enlighten them on, that when these things begin to happen, these are pointers. So when someone gives you a gift and tell you that I gave you I got an iPad for you, or maybe a music box or a headset or something flashy. Something flashy that even be chocolate. Cool. Something that makes you feel cool, and you're like, now when I'll tell you that you should come over, you won't come.
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag. Parents need to enlighten. You need to enlighten your children that when someone gives you a gift for something else in return, ensure that you let that gift go, no matter how flashy it is, and take flight. When I mean take flight, run.
Remove your slippers and run.
Run. Or maybe someone is touching you inappropriately.
When the handshake passes the elbow, please.
Oh my. And it could happen with family relative. Because things like this, they are rampant with people that you trust. When someone is a stranger, even children
are cautious.
They know that this face is an unfamiliar face.
Yeah.
But when you know that, this face, I've seen this face again and again, and this person has been smiling with my mom or my dad, or they've been discussing, to an extent, the person is now family. So it's very easy to entrust that person with yourself, in quotes.
Yes.
To entrust yourself with that person,
or for parents to entrust their children with that person.
So when you find out that someone is touching you as a child, is touching you inappropriately, and maybe the person's presence gives you this wrong vibe, this wrong
makes you feel uncomfortable.
Makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just communicate with your parents.
Yeah. Kids have to just have this red flag alerts within your mind. Like what she said, if the person makes you feel uncomfortable, if the person gives you a gift and you feel that something is attached to it, or the person says, I'm giving you this, you give me something in return, I beg, return the person's gift. If the person wants to give you something, let the person be generous totally, not partially. If your parents is there and the person is saying, take this, you give me my own gift back, just give the gift to your parent, and their parents will give the person back his or her gifts. You're a child, whether you're a teenager or you are less than 10 years old. A child is a child. A child is not working. A child is not responsible for his or herself.
If not, you'll be a parent.
So if anybody wants to give you anything and saying you will give me something in return, or you follow me somewhere, do not collect. Red flag, people. Red flag. And parents need to teach their children something. If somebody is making you give back what the person has given to them, or is asking them for something in return with a gift, they should not collect this. Another red flag is if the person is asking you to keep special secrets, like don't tell your parents this, so don't tell your parent that. This is regardless whether it's a relative, a family friend, or your age mate. This is a red flag, and parents need to sound this to their children that this is a red flag. If anybody's telling you to don't tell your parents this, don't tell anyone that, please just remove, wash your hand and say, I don't want to know. I am not a counselor. If you tell me your secrets,
not a therapist.
I cannot help you if you tell me your secrets. So just like remove your slippers, like she said, and run away. You're not a therapist. Then another red flag parents need to warn their children about,
promises,
and children need to be aware about, is from like promises your parents cannot even make to you.
they're just too good to be true.
Too good to be true. What your mother cannot do, what your father cannot do, is only Jesus Christ that can do it for you. Please, if somebody is promising you something that your mom or your dad cannot easily or conveniently do not believe the person. Just if the person wants to make all these big promises, let the person make it to your parents. Let the big promises be directed to your parents, not to you, because you're a child. If the person wants to do any big changes to your life, it should be directed to your parents or to your guardian, not to you, because the person is going to ask for you to follow him or her somewhere later, and that somewhere later is not going to end up nicely. Like, kids, have this red flag in your mind.
A red flag alert.
Yes.
I just want to even chip something in to what you just said now. If someone is genuine, he or she ought to know that a child is accountable to a guardian or their parents.
Yeah.
So if you want to give a gift and you're genuine, right? Why not give it to the parents? Or you give the child in the presence of the parents. Why do you have to wait until the child is alone to give the gift to the child? Why do you have to tell the child to come over to somewhere secret to give the gift to the child? So these are just pointers to show that this person is not genuine.
Yeah.
So if the person is genuine, the person would do things as it ought to be done.
Yes, the person needs to.
Okay, now, so just to note, ensure that you keep safe in this festive period.
Yeah, keep safe.
Don't be too polite to the point where you are taken advantage of. Please, we need to keep an environment, a society, a community where the children are safe to give expression to who they are in the state at which they are at. Okay, so just to note, right, don't be too polite that you leave yourself vulnerable to being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you feel something is fishy, if you feel something is suspicious, if something feels
out of place, weird,
please speak up immediately.
Yeah.
Please
red flag.
Speak up immediately. Okay. Is the person, they say closed mouth is closed destiny. No, and to be frank, there's some truth in that.
No, yeah.
So if you keep silent and things get out of hand, to an extent you might be to blame. Even if you're not to blame, you have some hurt to carry along through life. So rather than wait till that point, when you feel something is suspicious, when you feel something is wrong, ensure you speak up. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. And parents need to, this is not just for kids, it's also for parents too. Parents need to be aware of certain things. Like, there are red flags for parents, there are red flags for kids. Though parents teach their kids these red flags, but these are things for parents to note. We know that the festive period is quite a busy one, but then it should, this is your kids. You have to be observant. When your kids are behaving out of character, like they are too quiet or too loud or
aggressive,
angry, aggressive, or just cry at certain times, like that is something to take note of. That is a point where you ask, what is wrong? or if the child doesn't want to be with some particular people,
This particular one.
this particular.
Okay, I think I'm taking it too personal.
So you're not taking it personal. This one, we're going to shake this baby.
When your child doesn't feel comfortable with a particular person, so please, when your child is not comfortable with a particular person, even if it's your favorite sibling or person in the family, please take note of that.
Take note of that.
Ensure you find out why
the person,
because children are kind-hearted. I see children as
not all children. It's free-spirited, yes.
They are free-spirited, right? But the moment when they don't like being in the company of a particular person, there is something wrong somewhere.
Yeah,
that is a major, red billboard, not just a red flag. It's a red billboard, and it's beeping, bam, bam, bam.
Oh, it's alarm.
Yes. no. To be frank with you, like children, even with the ones that cry when it's not their parents that carry them.
Yeah.
Aside that, if it becomes constant, then there is something that person is doing that does not agree with them. So it's not something to overlook because all these children safe. No, please. It's something for you to look at and know what the issue is.
And with teenagers, they might react differently, like being aggressive or rude to that particular person or quiet with that person. They don't want to be alone with that person. They don't want that person to touch them. They don't like to answer the person's greeting or greet that person. Now, this is not just relative, though we are emphasizing on relatives. This can also happen with their peers, because peers abuse peers. And especially during this period where they want to experiment, they want to express their freedom. So that is one of the red flags. Also, another red flag for parents to note is when a child is interested in some sexual topic or asking some specific kind of questions in sexuality, or if the child totally does not want to hear anything sexual topic, anything about their body. And you will notice in some children that when the parents touch them, they will just there's
a certain way
they don't want to be touched. They don't want to talk about their body.
Something has gone wrong somewhere.
Like now, a child that usually bats, probably a girl that bats with her sister, suddenly doesn't want to bat with her sister anymore. Or a boy that probably likes playing with his sister or does not mind carrying his sisters, just suddenly doesn't want to touch his sisters anymore, or doesn't want to be alone with a particular man, or doesn't want any guy to touch him. You should note that parents should ask questions when they're asking, if I use a towel, because there's this myth that was going on some years back where guys were playing pranks with girls. They will release semen on towels that girls will use to clean their body. So they will keep that quiet, and later, and almost every time, probably the girl is a bit ill, they'll come and be releasing that the girl is pregnant for me. It was a thing years ago. I don't know how that was going to work out. But it was a thing years ago that guys would like. It's just a very disgusting prank. But a lot of girls felt that they were actually going to get pregnant because they used a towel that the guy had released his semen on. And I'm like, dude, why would you do that? It's disgusting. So when they ask questions like that, or they ask if somebody touches me in a particular area, will I get pregnant? Or what will happen if I do this? Will I get pregnant? Or they just totally ignore or avoid any topic relating to that. You should ask questions. You should differentiate in between them being uncomfortable about such question, or being inquisitive, or probably they're trying to find out more about their abuse, or trying to avoid the topic of their abuse. Parents need to note this.
And please, like we said, December is a season of hope. Can we restore this hope by being vigilant?
Yeah.
Can we restore this hope? Can we restore this laughter, this happiness? Not at the end of the festivities and you find out that a child is pregnant or a child was abused in the village. So let's please ensure that we restore hope in this season. Let's restore hope back to our societies. Let's restore hope back to our communities. Let people not be filled with fear or fear of ills, maladies because of the festive period. And with that, our society can be a safe space for our children, right?
Yeah, communication is key actually, especially with this kind of situation where we have child abuse. Communication is key. Parents and kids and your children need to create a safe space. This is not just parents alone. This is also the children, because the parents can put the effort. If the child refuses to cooperate or refuses to relate with them, they can't really do anything. So both parents and kids need to cultivate a safe space where they can talk about anything without the fear of being punished or being judged or not being believed. Because in what kids hate the most is when their parents don't believe them.
Exactly.
When their parents don't believe them.
Really,
and sometimes unbelief hurts more than the abuse, and it makes the whole experience worse.
Terrible.
Worse. I have seen cases where the girl told her mom that this person did this to me, and the mother was like, "You're lying." That thing hurts a lot.
She was abused. And she was told that she was lying.
Let us push aside the abuse. Let's say something happened and the child say, "I'm not the one," and the parent does not believe the child. That thing hurts, because everybody have been in that place where like you are not believed and you're actually saying the truth.
So thank you very much for sticking with us to this point. Ensure that you keep sharing hope in this season, and let this hope spread through everyone in your community. It doesn't only have to be between parents and children and family relatives. All right, so thank you so much for sticking with us to this point. That will be it for today's episode on the Unspoken Podcast. So remember, this is just a conversation starter. So let's keep the conversation going. Share it, discuss it, because it is vital that we stay healthy and our families are well. Thank you very much. Ensure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Free Tribe Network on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and right here, please subscribe right now. Click on the subscribe button before you go. Click on it right now.
Ring the bell.
Thank you. Turn on your notifications so that you can get updates on new episodes as it's gonna be dropping. Thank you very much once again, and have a splendid Christmas season. Merry Christmas to you all from Free Tribe. Merry Christmas to you all from Free Tribe Network. And lest I forget, this episode was brought to you by Free Tribe Network in partnership with Hasty Initiative. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance.
Bye.
Bye.